Hey guys, my name is Danny and I'm your life and relationship coach. And today I wanted to talk about something that I get asked all the time in my one-on-one coaching sessions, in my email box, something that I hear all the time. And the primary question that I get is, what if my ex contacts me during a no contact? I understand how difficult this can be to navigate, because if we're saying to you, you should be in no contact with this person, no form of communication. So no text messages, no calling, no emails, no DMing, none of that stuff. What if they reach out to you before the no contact ends? And usually I like to put the ball in my client's court. And it's not that there is one particular answer, right? So there's no right answer, there's no wrong answer. It really just kind of depends on where you are emotionally at that time. We always advise 30 days at least of no contact, right? And for some people, they have to go beyond that 30 days. So maybe a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months, whatever they are most comfortable with. But the primary thing that I like to check in on is, where are you emotionally? Are you emotionally capable of handling a conversation with your ex? You know, the point of going into a no contact is that you are being triggered, you are emotionally raw, you are feeling incredibly hurt about the situation. So you have to pull away from that situation in order to begin to heal, in order to have the space and the time to process the feelings and to get to a place where you're kind of recentered and regrounded again. And if your ex reaches out too early, before you're even ready to speak to them, the natural inclination is going to be to want to respond, right? You're going to want to respond right away. Like, oh my God, my ex reached out to me. That's a really good sign. Because the strategy of no contact is to be able to create some space for your partner to miss you, right? So that you can get them back. But if they reach out to you during a no contact, then in your mind, you're like, okay, they obviously miss me. Like, we don't have to go through the 30 days. Like, we can just end it now and we can just, get back together. It doesn't always work out that way. And the reason why I say that is because if you respond too early and you are not emotionally ready, you will fall into the same trap again. And it will actually, it'll push you back a little bit further from your goal, right? And this has happened time and time again with clients that I've worked with where, I've recommended a 30-day or a 2-month or whatever the case may be, and they reach out too early, or their ex reaches out early and they respond. They get back into a pattern of communicating, but they have not resolved their emotional issues. They have not gotten to a place where they feel comfortable enough to be able to really navigate or manage those triggers and those emotions. They end up fighting, and then they end up, not talking again. And then you have to start the process all over again. And I've said this before, a no contact sucks. There is no way around it. It's not easy because you're so used to being in contact with your ex. So committing to the process and saying, no, I'm not going to do this. Now, there are a few exceptions to the rule that I would say, okay, it's okay to reach out, to respond to your ex if they reach out to you during a period of no contact. One of the primary ones is if it has anything to do with their livelihood, right? So let's say, for example, you guys shared a banking account and they need access to the account to be able to pay their rent, but you have the password. In that circumstance, in that situation, of course, I would respond. Maybe it has something to do with a relative or a family member that's fallen ill or has passed away. Of course, it's okay to respond to a situation like that. You've built a life with this person. You've been in a relationship with this person. You've built a bond and a connection. So that doesn't mean that you have to be cruel. But again, I'm just cautioning you against trying to open the lines of communication too early. But again, gauging how important it is to respond. And even when you do respond in a circumstance like that, let's say, for example, they are wanting to have access to the account so they can pay their rent. Offer them the information and let them know that you're busy and that you have to go. That way you're ending it, you're cutting it. There's no way for them to be able to really kind of go past that because you've made it very clear that there's not going to be any further communication after that. Now, if it's one of those things where they text you and they're like, oh, I left my CD in your car, or I left my receipt from 2 years ago that I need in order to return some shoes. I don't know, whatever the case may be, if it just does not seem important whatsoever, don't respond. Don't respond to it. It's not important. It's just their way of trying to get to open up the lines of communication with you. And in a sense, it's a little bit manipulative. So just make sure that you are gauging the importance, right? So again, a really good tip is Is it affecting their livelihood? Is it not affecting their livelihood? And that way you can easily categorize which one it is and decide whether you're going to respond or not. If you do feel like you're emotionally ready to respond, let's say you have, past the 30 days, but you have decided that you want to continue past 30 days, and then your ex reaches back out to you at some point, don't respond right away. Don't be too available. And that's one of the other biggest things, right? So as soon as an ex texts us, we want to respond right away because we're excited, we're giddy, we're like, oh my God, this is exactly what I've been wanting. Sit back a little bit, give it some time, and respond. Usually what I like to recommend is to respond by the end of the night. So if they respond to you at some point during the day or in the morning, respond right before you go to bed. So that they also understand that you have a life that you're living, right? You're busy, you're doing your own things. And the only time that you really had to respond to them was at night, right before bed. So making sure that you are not too available. But again, the primary things in regards to no contact is obviously being in no contact. But as I said, it is okay to gauge whether you want to respond or not based on A, is it affecting their livelihood? B, is it not affecting their livelihood? And C, are you emotionally capable and ready to actually have a conversation with your ex without being triggered? Those are the primary ones. There are obviously, it's like I said, situations and circumstances are different. So that's why we also highly recommend one-on-one coaching sessions, because we tailor our strategies specific to your situation. So if you're still feeling like, well, my circumstance is different, then please feel free to go to the website and book directly with one of us, and we would be more than happy to support you through that process. If you like this video, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below. I love having open dialogue with people. So if this is something that you related to, if this is something that you still have questions about, you think that I may have missed something, please make sure you put your comments down below. I love to read them. Maybe you just want to know a little bit more. You want to dive in a little bit deeper. You can visit us at happilycommitted.com, where we have a multitude of different articles and blogs and videos related to this subject and many other subjects as well. And like I mentioned before, if you want to book a one-on-one coaching session with myself or one of the other amazing coaches on the team, you can do that directly through the website. Again, my name is Danny. I'm your life and relationship coach. I hope you guys are staying happy and healthy, and I'll see you guys soon.